Hey, what's up, nerds? We're gonna look over the quotient rule today, which is terrible. No one likes it. Okay, so let's get it over with. D over dx. The quotient rule says that the derivative of f of x divided by g of x. Okay, so we're gonna divide now. And of course, g of x doesn't equal 0, because that would be no good. Is equal to, it's the same thing as the product rule, except it's a minus, and we have a little thing on the bottom. So let's do the same thing. We're going to take the top function, the derivative, times the bottom function, just the function. Instead of plus, we're going to subtract here. Okay, and then same thing, just normal top function, not f of g, sorry, f of x, and we're going to multiply by the derivative of the bottom function. Okay, the last thing we need to do is put this all over the bottom function squared. So this is the reason why no one likes quotient rule. There's so many steps to it. Now, let's work through an example, and we can steal the example used for power rule. Actually, let's do the same thing. Let's do 7x to the power of 3 divided by, this time, 2x to the power of 4. Okay, let's do that. So maybe let's call this h of x again, and I'll give you a moment to figure this out for yourself. Try to use quotient rule. Okay, now that I hope you're done, let's go over using the quotient rule first, and then we'll use the power rule, because, yeah. So quotient rule first, we're going to say, okay, let's take the derivative of 7x cubed, which would be 21x squared, times 2x to the power of 4, minus 7x cubed, times 2x to the, sorry, not 2x, we're going to take the derivative of the bottom function, so 8x to the power of 3 instead. And we have to put this all over the bottom function squared, which would be 4x to the power of 8. Okay? Now, we can work our way through simplifying this. So, let's combine these terms on the top first. 21 times 2 would be 42, x to the power of 6, minus 56, x to the power of 6, all over 4 times x to the power of 8. So let's do 42 minus 56. Because I'm stupid, I need to do this out. Here we go. So we're going to subtract like this. 6 minus 2 is 4. This is 14. So this would become negative 14 x to the power of 6. And the bottom would remain 4x to the power of 8. Okay, well, let's cancel our exponents here. This is just gone. This becomes a 2. And we can say we get negative 14 over 4x squared. And of course, last step, we can simplify our fraction, negative 7 over 2x squared. Okay, here's our answer. Now, let's use the other cool kid way and divide first. So you may notice that we can do this. 7 over 2 times x to the power of 3 over x to the power of 4. Right, let's just break off this 7 over 2 for now. Then we can do this. This becomes a 1. Or in other words, this becomes 7 over 2 as a coefficient times x to the power of negative 1. Great. Now let's use the power rule. Because remember, this 7 over 2 is a coefficient. So that means we don't have to use the product rule. The product rule only applies when we're multiplying two functions of x. This here isn't a function of x. It's just a coefficient, so we use the power rule. Let's use the power rule. What's the exponent here? It's negative 1. So we're going to bring this to the front. It becomes negative 7 over 2 times x to the power of negative 2. And you'll notice that this is the same answer. Of course, the x is just written differently. We can say this is negative 7 over 2 times 1 over x squared. And we can finally say this is negative 7 over 2x squared. So we've got the same answer, but this is much quicker, much easier, and quotient rule is just stupid. No one likes it, but sometimes you'll have to use it. So, thanks for watching. Join us next time when we take a look at the most confusing rule of all, the chain rule.